Now, an additional option for the level 2 lower body exercise where you're working the front of your legs, called the push exercise, is the single leg squat. This would replace that front squat, the squat where you're working the front of your legs. If you want to do a different variation of that, see how maybe this might feel better for your knees. It will be more challenging since you're only using one leg, so you can make that band go further. A couple different options of why you might want to do it, and it is more effective to really work the muscle because you won't reach your cardiovascular capacity before you reach your muscle capacity. You're going to be able to more effectively target that muscle. This is the single leg squat. So what you do for that is only one of your feet will go onto the band, and that's going to be the front leg, the one that you're focusing on working out. Now you're going to kneel down into a squat position. At first, you'll want your feet about shoulder width apart. You can narrow them a little bit. That will create more of a balance, a challenge to balance. But start off, feet about shoulder width apart, but staggered, so that when you kneel down, your rear knee will touch the ground an inch or two behind your front heel. That's a good starting. That's just kind of a natural. You can just kneel down and just feel where you naturally would want to come down. In this position then, what we're going to do is put the band over the front of your shoulders, just like you would for the front squat. So putting the band over the front of my shoulders like this. I'm going to have my hands in the same position. So crossing my elbows, just kind of keeping that band setting on the shoulder. And then what I'm doing here is I get the band on. I want to, once again, erect my spine, so stand up straight. Keep this part upright, and then I'm going to push up and I'm focusing on this front leg. This back leg is really only just for assisting in balance. I'm focusing on the front leg. So in this position, I'm going to push up to here. Now it won't really let me go all the way to lock out because of how my legs are in a lunge position. So I stop right here, and then I come down. And I just tap the ground. Don't put any weight on your back knee. Just come down until you just barely touch the ground, and then come back up. And this is the same protocol. I recommend breathing in at the bottom, exhaling at the top, being kind of neutral during this part, and then and you're going to do that exercise until you can't get a full rep, and then maybe a half a rep, and then you'll be done. This one, there won't be a whole lot of diminishing reps. You'll get one, and then you'll stop. But that's the front leg, right? Or the first leg. Then you'll go and you'll switch and do the opposite leg. Just take a minute, catch your breath. We don't need to rest any longer than it takes just to catch your breath. Same thing with the other leg. Go ahead and set up and do that, but keep in mind you're driving through the front leg. We're trying to use the front leg. The back one is just for balance. Go ahead and do that. And then if you want on this one, it's not a bad idea to alternate which leg you do first, one cycle to the next. So if you do your right leg first this time, next time do your left leg first. And if you wanted to, you could also just do your right leg, and then you could do your bent over row. So do your deadlift, excuse me. Do your deadlift, and then do your left leg. Kind of give the two legs a break in between. If you wanted to put your deadlift, your lower body, the back of your lower body exercise in between, that can offer a little bit of a break going from one leg to the next. So this is an option to do that. It will be a more advanced, so I wouldn't recommend doing this until you've gotten the front squat for at least 4 weeks. Get comfortable with that. Then go ahead and give the single leg squat a try. And as always, just use the resource that you have here as being a practice member to ask questions, and we'll be here for you each step of the way.